Ciao a tutti, welcome everybody in the Sonus Faber headquarters. Everything changed in the last year, but Sonus Faber never stops. So we invested in the structure, we invested in the people, we acquired new competencies, and we bought some new stuff. In particular, today we are presenting our new baby from the new listening room, the main listening room of Sonus Faber. So we are trying to involve you and to be together, even if it's all virtual, to be part of our family once again. Heritage Collection is a story for us. It's a story that tells Sonus Faber heritage, Italian craftsmanship, genuine materials, and our passion to do loudspeakers. Heritage speakers were used by us as a travel machine. We traveled in the past with the first Maxima Amator 3, 2 years ago, and today we are using this timing machine to travel into the future. So please welcome, together with Paolo, to our latest creation, Maxima Amator.
Hello everybody and welcome to this exciting Sonus Faber moments. The Maxima Amator has been unveiled by us in this moment. As you can tell, it's a two-way design. And the two-way design is the purest solution because we have just one crossover section, we have just one filtering frequencies, we have just one transition from one driver to another, from one transducer to another. Therefore, it is obviously the purest possible solution. And it is something which is extremely linked to the history of our brand, to the history of Sonus Faber. In fact, Sonus Faber has been producing only two-way design for the first 15 years of its history, starting from 1983 up to 1998. We never did anything else but two-way design. And Maxima Amator, therefore, as Livio said, belonging to the Heritage Collection, has been approached by the acoustic research and development team of Sonus Faber as a glorification of a two-way design concept. And you may notice that having two drivers, having this configuration is also quintessentially the perfect expression of what we are used to call the voice of Sonus Faber. The key element here, of course, is about the cabinet design. The cabinet design played an important role with the Maxima Amator because was the ingredient allowing us to overcome one of the theoretical limits of a two-way design, which is obviously the extension in the bass. In fact, it has been thanks to modern technologies and computer simulations which it has been possible to perfectly address the behavior of the internal standing waves and also the displacement of the damping materials, and we have a new special damping materials we will discover later on. Most important than anything, the link with the past has been kept as well by the acoustic research and development team, thanks to the tuning by ear performed in this amazing new listening environment, in this new amazing listening room, which is part of the huge investment Sonus Faber made during this year.
From the aesthetic point of view, Maxima is clearly part of the Heritage Collection. Solid wood, as we said, for the main cabinet, curved front baffle covered by leather, stone, this time a very nice stone coming from Africa, and the brass accent. The solid wood, as you know, is a nice material, it's part of our DNA, but it's a live material. So it was always difficult for us to ensure the right quality, the right reliability, using this material for such a big cabinet design. This time we set a new challenge for our wood makers to do wood chambers that can really satisfy our needs. Fortunately, technology in wood manufacturing are evolved a lot. Glue and the process to treat the wood are so different from the past that we were able to do a speaker of this dimension using pure solid wood. Some of you probably know Sonus Faber tried to do a floor standard design with solid wood back in the years. It was not satisfying our standards. Today, we are really proud to introduce our first two-way floor standard speaker made out of solid wood.
When it comes to the choices in terms of drivers, in terms of transducers for the Maxima Amator, the acoustic research and development team decided to settle with the same driver used on the Electa Amator 3. We're talking about our best tweeter in the Sonus Faber portfolio of transducers. It is the same tweeter used on the AIDA 2, just for instance. It is obviously a DAD, a damper apex dome tweeter technology based on a wonderful 29mm steel hand-coated diaphragm, which is empowered by an amazing neodymium ring magnet system, and which is also optimized in its resonance frequency thanks to a backside acoustic resonating chamber, which is CNC machined from solid wood. And then we have also a beautiful, amazingly designed mid-woofer based on a 6.5-inch diaphragm, including our traditional recipe, cellulose pulp blended together with other natural fibers such as kapok and kenaf. And even this design is basically coming from the AIDA 2 mid-range. During the development process, the acoustic research and development team came to a bottleneck because for some reason it was not possible to achieve the desired tonal balance with the traditional crossover solutions. So after a long path of trials and errors and different experiments, the team was led to rediscover some sort of forgotten solution, which is the series crossover network. The series crossover network has the particular characteristic of having the tweeter high pass, which has an influence and impact on the mid-woofer low pass, and vice versa. And so basically this solution potentially led to the perfect merge of the two-way drivers, enhancing even further the two-way concept, creating the best possible, the maximum interconnection between the job performed by the two drivers. This is the birth of what has been called the IFF, which stands for Interactive Fusion Filtering, and the result here is about a third-order non-academic transfer function, where you have our traditional accelerated progressive slope. This means that each way has a very gentle slope until it reaches the crossover point, and then each way is cut out much stronger in order to avoid interference. And less touch is of course the choice of components, which even more than usual has been set in order to achieve a very precise sonic target, having the most listening fatigue-free sound. So we have here in the crossover design a new, extremely interesting, I have to say, lithium wire coil impregnated with wax. We have absolute quality polypropylene high quality capacitors, and we have non-inductive resistors as well. But this is not everything, right, Livio?
Sure. As Paolo mentioned, the crossover design is pretty new in this Maxima loudspeaker, and I can say from an audiophile point of view that it is the best, most refined two-way that Sonus Faber ever did. The cabinet construction was designed to have three different chambers. The first chamber on the top is dedicated to the mid-woofer sound. That chamber was developed using the best and the most new software that can help us to simulate the internal behavior of the cabinet, standing waves and so on. In combination with that, we developed a new damping material made of 3 layers of recycled carbon fiber, so totally sustainable, that is giving us the possibility to reach another level of clarity in the mid-high section. The second chamber on the bottom is filled with inert material. This solution was used by other manufacturers in the past, and it's a very good solution to make the cabinet very strong and heavy on the bottom to have the right stability. The third chamber, the most important one, is the one that contains the amazing IFF crossover. And in that chamber, we wanted to have a back glass window to show it to our customer. As you know, with Electa, we invited our customer to see through, to go inside the speaker through the reflex port where the tweeter, the DAD tweeter, was visible. This time we wanted to do a step further, and so we are inviting our customer to see through and to see our amazing new technology of crossover. And with this invitation, I hope you will enjoy the Maxima very soon in your showrooms. Thank you a lot for following us, and see you soon.
Yes, thank you very much for staying with us. I would like to say you bye-bye with the wish of having you here the soonest. because there's a whole new experience waiting for you here in Sonus Faber. This is just an example. This environment is just an example. We worked a lot during these unhappy, crazy times in order to provide all the visitors with the best experience of our brand. So let's wish that this moment ends soon, and we stay looking forward to have you here the soonest. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.